Hi, this is Rick from For Community, creating community spaces so you can connect with others and also with God. Merry Christmas. It is one day until Christmas. Christmas, as I'm recording this video, is tomorrow. I'm so excited about it. My kids are so excited about it. My youngest two have moved their mattresses into Mommy and Daddy's room because they want to wake up, and they want to wake us up, Mommy and Daddy, very early so they can open their stockings and have a blast. Here's a very quick video to prep us for our meeting on Sunday, the day after Christmas. This video is based on my interpretation of Matthew chapter 2, verses 9 through 11, all about the wise men. The star they had seen in the east guided them to Bethlehem. It went ahead of them and stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were filled with joy. They entered the house and saw the child was with his mother, Mary, and they bowed down and worshipped him. Then they opened their treasure chests and gave him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
Oh, hello. What type of smoothie would you like?
Kiwi, please.
Coming right up. Okay, here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, hey, have you watched the For Community video yet?
No.
Make sure you look in the background for all the cool characters. Oh, and don't forget to watch this week's episode of Connect HQ.
Okay.
The story of the wise men is so cool. I mean, we have no idea who these people are. And we have no idea what the star actually looked like. But it's a very cool passage because, for me, the reason I like this passage is because it asks the question of us, what will we do about Jesus? What will we do about Christmas? The Magi, upon learning about the birth of Jesus, they shaped a good deal of their life around the pursuit of finding him. It may have taken them up to 4 years, I think, to actually find Jesus. In order to help you answer the question, what will you do about Jesus this year? I have 2 points, all about the Magi. Here's the first point. Would you please plan to connect? The text says the star they had seen in the east guided them to Bethlehem. I have no idea about the science behind this, but I've studied a little about the Magi and a little about this occurrence. Apparently, the Magi were some form of strange magicians that kind of stood out as being eccentric, kind of pseudo-pagan. If you consider yourself kind of quirky, maybe you could identify with these people because they were kind of quirky. Now, here's what we know about the star. God somehow made it noticeable to the Magi in a way that would guide them to Jesus. As a group of people who were interested in tracking the stars and reading the stars, this somehow got their notice. Other than that, there hasn't been a whole lot else that's been revealed. Do the movies have it right? You watch these movies, a big star above Bethlehem, right above the manger, everybody goes there. Maybe, maybe not, who knows? I tend to think that maybe the movies embellish just a little bit like they always do. My personal opinion is that the star wasn't this big, bright beacon that movies make it out to be, because there would have been more than just shepherds and magi trying to find Jesus just because they'd be interested in the star. And also Herod, the guy that's spoken about in this passage just a few verses earlier, Herod would have known where Jesus was born because he also could have simply followed this big, bright beacon in the sky. So it's probably not that big, bright nuclear explosion kind of thing dropping its waste down on top of baby Jesus' manger. Additionally, this was present for a few years. The Magi didn't have cars. It took them a couple of years to find Jesus by following this star. Listen, anyone who complains about their map app getting them lost, keep this story in mind. You haven't been 4 years traveling through the desert in camels waiting until the nighttime to get directions from a star kind of lost, like these guys may have been. It took them about 4 years following the star to finally find Jesus, roughly. The science behind the star and the time of travel is cool to speculate about, but really, it's a matter of speculation, and it's a cool storytelling piece. What did the Magi do about Jesus? Well, they chose to believe. They chose to humble themselves. They took a risk on Jesus. And faith can sometimes feel like a risk, and for the Magi, it certainly did feel like a risk. And they committed. Their lifestyle became congruent with their belief about Jesus. What about you and what about me? What will we do with Jesus? I mean, thank God I don't have to go on a 4-year journey being guided by the stars. But it's got to make some kind of change in me regardless. Before I connected with Jesus, I was going in one direction and doing my own thing, congruent with the kind of person I was as a non-Jesus follower. Once I was confronted with the truth and the reality about Jesus, I chose to humble myself, become a follower, and then my life choices, my spending, my plans in this new year has to be congruent with my belief about Jesus. What will you and I do about Jesus this year? The Magi, whoever these eccentric, quirky people are, model for us an appropriate response. Whatever our response to Jesus is, let's let it look like our belief informing our actions. Whatever this coming year is going to look like for us, let's let it look a little like the choice of the Magi. We start our journey pointing toward being more deeply connected with Jesus, and we course correct all year long to make sure we keep ourselves pointing in the correct direction. Here's my second point in answer to the question, what will you do about Jesus this year? Would you please plan to sacrifice? The text says, give him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. The easiest way to think about these gifts is to think about them as a gift to a king. The Magi were declaring their allegiance to Jesus, acknowledging him as king. Now, I'm honestly not sure if they're acknowledging him as God. It's more likely that they're not. It's more likely that they're acknowledging him as King of the Jews, but I really don't know. I mean, after traveling for 4 years, sign of the stars, you gotta wonder. Even these quasi-pagan guys recognized something about Jesus. There's a long tradition that's found meaning in the gifts, as though they represent moments in Jesus' life, particularly the myrrh as it points to Jesus' death. In my opinion, I'm not sure the Magi really understood all that much about Jesus, other than this is a really important guy. This is a king, somebody that we need to pay allegiance to and honor, because even the stars are declaring his birth. It seems more likely that this group of people is offering gifts akin to something out of a nation's treasury and giving Jesus the honor due to the King of the Jews. Here's the takeaway. This year, in response to Christmas, would you please be like the Magi? Point your life toward a greater connection with Jesus and keep course correcting all year long as you plan to make sacrifices to bring your life and your lifestyle in congruence with your belief about the truth about Jesus. Merry Christmas. Looking forward to connect on Sunday. Would you please like? Would you please share? Would you please subscribe? Would you please ask for the link? I'd love to connect with you on Boxing Day as well. That's it from me to you for now, for community, creating community spaces so that you can connect with others and also with God. Merry Christmas. See you next time.